Hello everyone and welcome back to a new PHP programming tutorial. So in the previous video we put a plan for our CMS development, and today we will continue working. So we are gonna try to finish this one, creating a script for database and for the site. Okay, so I create a new folder here. I will call it database. There you go. Right. And this will have what, or it will just have a simple either SQL or text file. So let me see, script.sql. There you go. Now I won't write it right away, but instead I'll use PHP, my admin, to do things in here because it's easier, more straightforward. Come on. Okay, there you go. So databases. Okay, so we're gonna create a database. I will call it CMS UTF-8 general CI. Let me see. Where is that? UTF-8 bin general CI. There you go. I'm going to create this one. Okay, so basically the database has been created. That is totally fine. Next, I will have to I will need to create a user, right? So let me go here and let us go to user accounts, and I will add a user account here. I'm gonna call that user CMS. It will be accessing the database from localhost, and the password is 123456. Obviously don't use such simple passwords. Okay, and yeah, so we are going to create this user. Okay, that's fine. So let's choose database, and this is the CMS user, and I'm selecting the sorry, this is the CMS database for the user CMS. I will say go, and oops, I forgot something here, sorry. Okay, I forgot to copy the SQL statement, so I'm going to delete it and create it again, right? Yeah, so remove selected user. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, so let's create a new user again. So this is gonna be CMS. This is gonna be localhost, the password 123456 and 123456. So I will just say go, and basically when you execute that you will get the SQL statement. So I'm going to copy this. I will go to this one. Okay, so we have this, oops, this is the user, and so on the password is actually 123456. There you go. Yeah, so this is this is the first part, right? Also, we will add create database later on to make things even easier. Now we go and select the database for this user. So this is CMS database. I press go and come on. There we go. So I will give access to these, right? I will add, create and alter and index permissions to that user in order to allow updatings and creating tables. And I will say just go. Now all seems okay, so I also copy this one. Okay, so far so good. All right, so now we have the user, we have created the database. So let's go here. Now, so far we don't have any table, right? So just for testing purposes, we are going to create a simple table. Go. Sorry. Table name will be vars. I will call it vars. It has two columns, variable name and variable value. Okay, so this is gonna be var name and where is string varchar. Yeah, it's gonna be varchar of 100 and var value, and this is gonna be also varchar of 100. Maybe, yeah, leave it at 100. Okay, so it is very possible we are going to need that later on, so just say preview SQL, and this is the SQL command. Okay. And I close it and save. Okay, so we have this one. This table is empty so far, there is nothing. So all I have to do is to insert a value into it. I call this one test. And test name, test value. Not much is happening here, just we are testing that everything seems to be right. Okay, so we have this one. Copy. There you go. So now if we go to vars, we should see the value. Okay, we have test name, test value, very straightforward. Now let's go back here. Yeah, now what are we ending with? It's something very simple. We created a simple script file. It will create a database, create a user for us, and connect and allow the user to do connection to that database. Also, we are creating a vars table and inserting test information. So far so good. Not much is being done here, but it's something that is very straightforward. So in terms of progress, we could say 2022-106, wrote initial database script file. That's it. Something very straightforward. So since we finished this one, I'll mark it like this. Next, we are going to create the database access file that connects to the database, right? We want to do some tests on that, right? So I will choose save all and go here. Okay, so I will just copy this line, put it in here, and commit the changes. There you go. So we finished this one. Now we are going to the second step, which is creating a database access file. Now there will be a number of PHP files to be included in the project. It will have number of functions. So for this very reason, I am going to create a lib folder and put the code or the functions in it. So a new folder, I will call it lib. There you go. And here I will add a new file. I will call it DBA.php for database access. There you go. Now this is going to be very straightforward. Now it will have a class. I'll call it DBA for database access. Stands for database access. You could call it whatever you like. Right, so here I'm gonna say static function open DB. Okay, so this is gonna be very straightforward. Now all we have to say here, connection equals what? New MySQL I open this one, and I need to provide the information for connecting to the database. So here I'm gonna add a number of member functions, right? So this is gonna be server IP, or let's say DB IP, private DB IP. We could make them public. Actually, I'm gonna make them public, okay, in case we need to use them. So DB IP equals, this is gonna be localhost, and public DB username equal, we made CMS, and we have public DB password equals 1234556. Very strong password, as you can see. Public DB name, the name of the database is going to be CMS as well, and that's it. So these are the default values, and basically DBA obj object equals new DBA. So, and this is a static function, meaning that it does not belong to the object, it belongs to the class. It's like an independent function, but it can create objects. Anyway, so here we are creating the object, and then we are going to use the information and fill the data in it. So here we are going to say MySQL I, we need to provide the database IP. So this is going to be DBA object arrow DBIP followed DBA object arrow DB username followed by DBA object arrow DB password followed by DBA object followed by DB name. And if I am not mistaken, this should be it, right? Okay, now I need to say public connection equals null. So yeah, so if all goes well, I should say DBA arrow connection object arrow connection equals con. So this need to create the connection. And what also do we need to say here? If there is an error, we should stop the execution. So if the connection error connect error, if there is an error, then basically we should say echo failed to connect semicolon, and then I will say die and semicolon. So if there is any problem, the execution stops, then we say return DBA underscore object. So let us have a look. What does this do? So first we are defining a class called DBA for database access and management. Each object will have these information fixed in it, right? I could make them as constants, whatever. Later on we will make them constant. I'll show you how to do it, but for now let's go with this one. And it should have a connection, right? This class will have more members as time goes. We will show you how. As soon as we need things, we will add to it. So for now, we create an OpenDB. An OpenDB here, this is a static function, meaning it doesn't need an object. You call it right away. So it is going to generate an object for us and open a connection, and then it will update the object with that connection, and then if there's an error, it will fail. Otherwise, we will get the object we need. So far, so good. So let us try this out. So in order to test it out, I will create another folder. Okay, I'm going to call it test, and here I will just put opendb.php. There you go. So what am I going to do here? First, I need to include the file. So I'm going to say include and check this out. I am in this folder, so I need to go up one level and then access the lib to access the database. So I'm going to use the following: dir underscore, which means get me the current directory, which is basically test. And I will combine this with dot dot, meaning that go up one level, and then we will go to lib, we will go to dba.php. So now we just included the database. So I'm gonna say db equals dba open db. That's it. It is as simple as that. Okay, So echo connected, sorry, and semicolon. That's it. So let us test this out. Okay, so in order to test this out, we just go here and just say localhost, and this is going to be CMS, enter. What? We need to go to test, right? Oh, was it capital? Okay, sensitive CMS. Was it this one? Oh, I am very sorry. CMS, there you go. So let's go to test and open DB, and it says connected. So it seems that it is working. So this test page included the file and everything went well. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint just to show you what's going on here. I'm gonna say run and debug. Okay, so it's starting debugging here. So it's going to include the file. I'm gonna press F11. So it included the class file. There is no code to execute, just the definition of the class. So F11, now we are calling the OpenDB. So I press F11, and now this function is getting executed. No object is created. Now, in this statement, a new DBA, now the object is going to be created. So there you go. Now we have this object. Okay, now we have this object, as you can see, and it has values and the connection. So we create a connection. This is the connection object. As you can see, it has been filled. However, the DBA object has a connection equal to null. For this very reason, since everything went well, I'm going to put it in here. So now database object connection is now have valid information, and there is no error, so the connection continues, and we get, the code continues, and we get our beloved message connected. So this is very straightforward. This is very simple. Okay, so what did we do now? Other than creating the script, we created the main class that will handle the connections, transactions, and the queries and stuff like that. And we created a simple test folder to create script to test part of the code and make sure they work before going too far. Yeah, so let me just update our progress in here. So basically we finished this one as well, and in the progress I will just say okay, we just wrote the DBA class, like the skeleton of it, and yeah, this will allow us to progress later on more and more. So here, okay, and tested opening DB connection. That's it, and we save here. Let's go and put that, and I will just commit these changes. That's it. So with that in mind, okay, we still have a very long way to go. Not everything's going to be straightforward and could be done right away. It will take a bit of time for some of these points to get across. But I hope you'll find this useful and enjoyable. That will be all. Take care and have a nice day. Bye bye.